absolutely love this wagon for ear picking into, because I don't have to do any kicking. This is like how it comes out of the picker, and it's a load without a whole lot of work. And I've been cleaning up some odds and ends areas, just stuffing the way back before the deer get it. I don't know, there's some like not good stuff because I was picking right around like the tree line and stuff. Some it's a little small. I'm starting to get into like a more open area. Well, let's go get another load. Well, we have a small problem. If we look over here, you might be able to see the pile of stuff in the head. It looks like this chain jumped off. Let's investigate. So the joys of corn, I didn't feel that. Figured out how to cut my finger almost. That is the worst part, is having to unjam corn stalks. Hopefully we can take enough tension off that I can get greasy enough fingers, not get too much grease on me, and get this close to where it was based on the grease missing in the paint over there, and just maybe get it halfway tight. Maybe. And maybe a hair tighter than it was, because that's still pretty loose. You can see that's been flopping around, and probably how it came off. When it gets just dancing like that, it may be kind of hard to get that tension without turning some things. I really need to go on a buying spree and just get a whole bunch of like rollers, chain rollers, instead of all these dumb, well, there's a lot of play now, but hopefully it's not too tight for these wear blocks. Instead of having all these stupid wear blocks, like, put some idler sprockets in here, guys. It is incredibly too tight. I mean, that slack is good. We can turn it over and see what happens before we put the shield back on. Oh, grease, yay. Never fear, we have a rag. Tis merely a flesh wound. Can't even feel it. Now the question becomes, how bad am I gonna plug the feeder house? Now we're not slipping any clutches yet. Stuff's coming up, we probably need to it'd probably be very helpful if I had that cover there to create the proper suction, because now we're trying to feed that wad of stuff through the husking bed. So we're gonna have a bunch of dirty corn going in the wagon. Yeah, look at it snowing all the pieces of stuff. Yeah. We don't have proper airflow, but we can see what was going on. Okay. Gotta remember to put this back. Yay, we can reach through the window. So we can maintain suction there. Yeah, the newer ones, or less old ones of these, have a plexiglass there, or something more see-through. I'd say that's sort of the proper amount of slack that won't come off. feel like we should tighten that because we're here. Because that's just asking for trouble, but the tighter you make it, the more it wears into the blocks. So we'll run with it as it is, I think. You missed putting the bolts on. Whatever, it works. Back to full steam ahead. Problem with that, the only way I know if that's not working is that drives the feeder house. Like, it sends all the power down through the shaft that drives the head, and then back up a chain from the bottom. Like, why isn't that plumbed in as part of it right there? But look how fast that's spinning compared to how fast this side is going. And at 60 frame rates per second, it may not look like it's moving at all. Because yay, frame rate and digitalness. Like, the only way I knew something was happening is once we plugged it out there, the top end of the head and the auger. Okay, back to regular scheduled programming, we think. Just a quick little tinkering fix. Not a parts fix. We love fixes that don't require parts. Well, not every wagon is like that first wagon. This wagon might have a longer hitch. Oh boy. Do we have a mess? I knew it was getting really close. Gotta get out the special ear corn rake and hopefully climb up in here without knocking this all out. Oh. Yay. See, this wagon has a ton of room in the back, and I make great use of this rake thingy, and this is the part that makes ear corn almost as bad as hay. Is rearranging the load to get more on, because this wagon doesn't have a front board, which for a lot of pull type pickers works out really well. Unfortunately, not for us. So in order to get a good load and make it to the end of the field, just about halfway back, we gotta dig out the front, pull it all the way to the back. And this is so much nicer with this rake, because doing it without the rake, it's a lot of work and would be even harder on my poor hands. This is like the special rake. Haven't seen many of these. I don't know if they call this like a potato rake or something. But it is absolutely perfect for this. Nice long fingers, great long handle, can really reach. Say our screws are working based on the butt shelling. We don't seem overly trashy. I mean, there's some, but most ears the shucks have been touched at least. I don't mind a few shucks. It helps protect some of the kernels. Whew. Still a lot of corn to go.